Hello guys, welcome back to Snowflake Learning. Let us see Snowflake Architecture in this lecture. This will really help us to understand the concept of Snowflake, and, also, it makes a little bit easier for us to work in Snowflake. Snowflake Architecture broadly contains three layers, which we can see here. First of all, the storage layer. This is where the data gets stored. Snowflake makes use of external cloud provider to store data. If you remember, while creating this account, we selected AWS Cloud as storage. Hence, Snowflake doesn't store data inside it, instead it stores externally, based on the selection made during the account provisioning. This is all done in the back end. We no need to bother about connection, storage maintenance and other configurations etc. The data is stored in hybrid columnar storage, and compressed into so-called blobs. This type of storage mechanism is used in many big data contexts. It doesn't only make it more efficient in storing the data, because we can compress it very efficiently, but we can also have a better performance in our analytical database. So we are using this for an analytical database. The next layer is query processing layer, or for short, sometimes also just the processing layer. This is also sometimes called the muscle of the system, because this provides the actual compute power to execute the queries. This is where the very important, so-called warehouses come into play. They are not to be confused with actual warehouses, or data warehouses in the context of ETL processes, but they are just basically virtual compute resources that are used to process the queries, and all of the operations that we are executing. Therefore, we call this layer the muscle of the system. These warehouses can also perform massive parallel processing, which makes them more efficient in handling large amounts of data, or very compute-intensive, or complex queries. We can also combine multiple queries, and process them all in the same time. Hence, this is the layer where we get the compute capacity for the execution of the queries. The final layer is cloud service layer, which orchestrates all the activities. Sometimes it is also referred as brain of the system. This is where we manage the infrastructure, all of the access control. Hence, basically, all of the things come together here. This layer, also, takes care of metadata security, and query optimization. Alright, these are the three layers of Snowflake. Now, let us see a little bit more about the warehouses. They come in different sizes. The size extra small, which just consists of one single server. If the queries are not very complex, then we can use the smaller size. If the queries get more complex, it would be more beneficial to have more computing power to get the result quickly. In other words, use larger warehouse to process the complex queries. Extra small warehouse has one server whereas S warehouse has two server capacity, which is 2 times powerful than extra small. The most powerful warehouse available has 128 server capacity. The larger the warehouse, we will have to pay more. For example, extra small warehouse consumes 1 credit per hour when it is active. This is exactly how we are billed. We are billed based on the time a warehouse is active. If we run extra small warehouse for half an hour, then half credit will be consumed. If we run large warehouse for 1 hour then 8 credit will be consumed. Basically, the euros, or dollars converted into credits, and then the credits are consumed as per the usage. This is all done automatically. Snowflake also provides multi-clustering. What it means is, if a warehouse can't handle the query load, then additional cluster gets activated automatically. Hence, queries are executed simultaneously. Hope it was helpful in understanding the Snowflake architecture. Thank you for joining. See you in the next lecture.